a few of these at one time. Batch filming. Keep your mouth wet. I don't know if that sounds dirty, but make sure you don't get a dry throat. This is not an ink review. No, no, no. This is a paper review. We're going to be looking at the Exceed One Subject Notebook. Specifically, we're looking at the heavyweight paper, and that's because that's the one that I purchased. People really wanted to see some of these inexpensive student notebooks, and I think finding those can be a really good thing. If I remember correctly, this was on my recommendation list for the back-to-school student, and I still stand by that. There is a little bit of tooth to the paper that you can feel running your finger over it. Not as smooth as it is with, say, that Clairefontaine. Now, really specifically here, we get no bleeding, we get no ghosting. This is fountain pen ink on a cheap student notebook. The fact that it doesn't bleed on the back or even ghost is a huge win for this notebook. When we get to look at the front, as long as it's not feathering like crazy or spreading to look like a marker, this is a win. Now, people are going to wonder about what pen and ink are used in filming this. For that, we have Krishna Palasa, that no longer is available, but came in this very neat special bottle. The pens we're using are a Platinum 3776 with a dry writing soft fine nib, a Jinhao 7045 with a wet fine nib, a Visconti Van Gogh with a medium flow medium nib, and a Lamy Safari with a medium flow 1.5 stub. Looking at the soft fine, it looks ever so slightly darker than it did on the Clairefontaine. A little bit darker on the wet fine. Same thing for the medium and the same for that stub. Now, as far as what's going on, I do see some feathering that's occurring with the stub. There's also some very light feathering that occurs with the wet fine. No real problem with the medium or the soft fine. I think that if you went with a medium flow fine and didn't push it the way I did here, then your front side writing wouldn't be any kind of a problem. These pens are just chosen because they help kind of suss out any problems this paper might have. We do see that it still allows the ink to shade some. It isn't disappearing. Like you see that T of isn't with the medium nib is quite a bit darker than the rest of the word. So it still shades very well. Otherwise, we have no real problem for spread and only those minor problems for feathering. This is a huge win. Now, this is another one of the notebooks that I've been using, and I've considered basically making some videos where I talk about some of the different ways that I use notebooks. It's just got a bunch of different inks in it in whatever I'm doing, but one of the nice things is you get to write on the back of the page with no problem. It's not being any kind of a real issue. I really like this. I wish it had the double spiral. That's the only thing I could say as a negative on this notebook. If it had the double spiral, it would be absolutely perfect. As an inexpensive notebook, I think this is one of the best that's out there. And with that, I hope you got something out of this video, and thanks for watching.